Hello everyone, welcome to our Timeless Oracle reading. Our Oracle card for today belongs to the Into the Lonely Woods Oracle by Lucy Cavendish and illustrated by Dan May. Okay. Now the card for today is entitled Death Moves Amongst Us. One of the hardest things to accept. One of those things that we try not to face until we have to is the reality of death. But as we deepen in our spiritual journey, we sooner or later come face to face with death. What scares us is because we are not sure what awaits us after death. Some people would say there is life after death. Some people would say when you die, you will be reincarnated. But nobody has really been quite sure of what death has for us. So it's a scary thing to accept. But the reality of death is that all of us will die. Death is something that is part of life. Just as being born is part of life, finishing this lifetime is also part of it. And I think the best way for us, in order to be able to accept the reality of death, is just to say, okay, there will come a time I will die. You accept that, so that when the time comes you're about to die, you just say, well, I already prepared myself for this one. And oftentimes you would feel, no matter how much preparation you've made, there will always be that hesitation, and then the surrender, because you know it's time. When the time comes, yes, there will be hesitation at first, but when you realize that it's really time, it reaches to the point of surrender. And I think the best way, or the best way for us to prepare ourselves for that transition to another life situation is to live the present moment to the full. When you look at the card, there is darkness, but there is the light of the moon. I feel for us to be able to make it through life unhindered by the fear of death is to revel in the mystery of life. The moon usually symbolizes mystery. And when there is mystery in life, there is light. Even in those darkest moments when there is mystery, somehow the situation becomes lighter, because there is something that picks our attention or tickles our attention and makes us try to wonder, makes us try to see possibilities. So I think the best way really is, death is a reality, and we sooner or later we will have to face it. But we can live life, we can live the present moment to the full. We do not know when we will cross over to the next realm, but one thing we can be sure of: we can live the present moment to the full. We can love the people in our lives to the full. We laugh when we can laugh. We run when we can run. We find ourselves enjoying the breeze against our face when we can. We listen to the music, to a silent, gentle music when we can. The challenge is to live the present moment and not to be crippled by the future possibility of death. You just accept, okay, I will die, but not today. Today I'm going to live life to the full. Let us now go to the handbook and try to see what the handbook has for us with regards to death moves amongst us. With the full expression of this life comes the knowledge that death walks among us. Within every breath and every step dwells the mortality so many fear. Do not deny this ending. Honor those who have left this life with ceremony, ritual, respect. Acknowledge that they are no longer here in the same way, for there will be many deaths in your life. Learn to live with this truth so that death is not a fearful enemy, but a gateway to another life. You have been so many forms. Before we can become again, we must pass through death's gateway and let our souls wander free for a time. We can then wisely choose what comes next on the path of the soul. So just accept death as part of life, a transition to another dimension. Enjoy the mystery of the moon, the mystery of death that awaits us when the right time comes. In the meantime, let's just live life to the full. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.